Sergeant Pepper. Wow. Was it really 50 years ago today? Can't be true. Where would you recommend to go in the UK? Liverpool. I just told you. I'd like to go somewhere with beautiful scenery or great food. Okay, maybe not Liverpool. No. Liverpool is a great place, and there is some areas with beautiful scenery, and they do great chips.
Now, this is the lady who gets me my chips, so tell us where you get them.
We have bonus material. I keep them at the studio. Do you have a special motto, an important phrase, or words you live by? When I was in school, I studied a bit of Shakespeare, William Shakespeare, and one of the lines I liked out of Hamlet was, "To thine own self be true." So that's always been kind of my motto, be true to yourself. And it's always a very good motto, you know, don't listen to what other people say too much. Listen to what you think. To thine own self be true. William Shakespeare. Good writer you've ever written. Which song holds the most memories and why? I get asked that question a lot, but because I get asked that a lot, I always do choose Here, There and Everywhere, because I think it's quite a good song, and I was pleased with it when I wrote it. And one memory is we were filming the film Help, and I was in a cabin in our room after being skiing in Austria, and John and I were listening to our album, and Here, There and Everywhere came on. I remember John saying, you know, that's probably my favourite song of yours. So that was a good compliment, and I always remember that. So, yeah, that's probably my favourite too. Here, There and Everywhere.
And hoping I'm always there.
I always remember that. So, yeah, that's probably my favourite too. Here, There and Everywhere. Okay, here's a very unusual name. John. Ha, this is a very good segue. You'd think this was set up, wouldn't you? But it isn't.
I didn't mention it to you, but there was a song from 1963 from your Please Me album, Anna, which was written by Arthur Alexander.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you mind if I played that one?
Oh, I love it, man. There's not many people know that. If ever I meet a girl called Anna, I say, we did a song about you. Nobody ever knows the Beatles did a song called Anna. So all the Annas out there now know.
Exactly.
Thanks to this show.
I used to love that Beatles radio show. Remember when it was just like the four of you just going nuts on the air on a Friday night or something?
Pop Go the Beatles.
They should dig up some of them shows, you know.
Yeah.
It'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
I used to love them. Yeah, so Arthur Alexander, he used to be a co-writer with Sam Cooke as well.
Did he?
I'll tell you more about that after we play Anna.
Both of them, so that people would understand. I worked for both of them. I was their PA, their production assistant, their everything that you name it, from going with them, buying their clothes to making sure everything was running correctly in the studio. And she says, you know that John and I are not getting along. And that was her first opening line to me. And I said, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Now, if you're working around the house, everybody that was working there, and there was about 3 of us, and I had been working for them for 3 years at that point. So it's not like something, I was a new kid on the block. So I'm sitting there, she's telling me this. She goes, oh, you know, John's going to start seeing other people. Okay, who am I thinking about? Oh, now we have another person. It's Yoko, it's John, and an X factor.
Right.
So that, and then you say, oh, there's more people in the mix. And that's all I'm thinking about. She's talking. And then she says, oh, you don't have a boyfriend. All of a sudden I heard that line and I looked at her. I said, what? I said, I don't want John. She goes, oh, I know you weren't after him, but I think you'd be good for him.
She was having a show at this gallery. So anyway, I finally got to this show, and she had all these things on, all these hammer nail things, and on that clock there, you listen to it through a stethoscope. All the things. There was this ladder and a thing on the ceiling. So I climbed the ladder, and on the ceiling it said yes, but it said yes, and that was enough, And then she came up and said she didn't know who I was. Neither of them know about it.
Yoko came around to my house.
She knew who the Beatles were because
she had met him.
She met you.
Yeah.
She knew of the Beatles.
Neither of them know about it.
I don't know,
But of course, if she knocked on your door, she knew you were a Beatle.
Listen,
Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney.
When you work for somebody, you see a whole other side of them, and the house is not the same that what's out there in public sometimes. And you know what? I enjoyed my work. I enjoyed it thoroughly. So for me, it was a great learning experience. So all of a sudden to say, I'm going out with John Lennon was like, what are you talking about? Because I talked about it with him later, and he says, I didn't know what was happening. They weren't getting along. And one of the things that happened is that she came into him as he woke up and he was shaving, and he said, Yoko came in and all she said was, well, I fixed it. And he says, oh, fix what? And she says, on the upstroke of his throat, he's going, I fixed it so you can go out with May. He goes, how do you know I like May? She goes, oh, I know. And it was just one of those. And both of us, for a while, we couldn't even face one another because we knew what just had happened. And she was like, we were the puppets, and both of us, and she was trying to coax me into it, and I'm like, I'm not going for it. And finally, after a while, even John said, she was so insistent. Right. And then he finally said, well, you know what? We're not getting along. We're going to be separated anyway. I'm going to go do it.
Didn't care for either of them.
Didn't know about it. The only name she knew was Ringo because it means apple in Japanese.
Did you know that when you named your company Apple?
No.
It was just one of those happy accidents.
Just one of those happy apples, yes.
Ringo, if you spell it sideways, spells groin.
Star backwards is rats.
There are a lot of... Did you do those things too? I find that I'm
when
always...
I go along the road in the car, I'm always doing the signpost backwards.
It was a fake moustache. It was a fake moustache. It was a fake moustache. Maybe you were mistaken. Apple Star, it really looks a fake moustache. Make it so we have to tell you. Apple Star, it was a fake moustache. 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 Work with now, this could be a lawsuit. Apple Star, it was a fake moustache. Worship the Aleister Crowley. Apple Star, it was a fake moustache. It was a fake moustache. Apple Star, it was a fake moustache. Schatten geflogen. Schatten geflogen. Artslow back. Halo till I hit the show. Schatten geflogen. Artslow back. 33 times to go. Schatten geflogen. Schatten geflogen. Schatten geflogen. Moustache, it was a fake moustache, it was a fake moustache. Maybe you were mistaken. Apple Star, it really looks a fake moustache. Make it so we have to tell you. Apple Star, it was a fake moustache, 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 it was a fake moustache. Work with now, this could be a lawsuit.
For I am he, let him say, he, my out.
I am he, my
Seemed a little bit like Magick, you know. I mean, that's what they ask you. You go around the world on these tours, you know, and this sort of press conference as well. Getting the Beatles back together again. They said, what are you talking about?
Well, let me ask you it this way. Are you getting back together? No.
And yet, with Free as a Bird, we
did.
somehow did. Yeah. The superstone was really I want the world.
dead, 'cause that ain't the way. You could love or bring evil, will be that honest what will overdo. Be dead, 'cause there are people waving. Be dead, be dead, he'll be dead, he'll be the superstone in Egypt. That ain't the way. Hey, with me, that's a There will be an answer.
There will be an answer, you know. All right, thank you very much. Bye.
Still a chance, Bill, the day will see.
There are 5 of me going out, just like the Drifters in the old days.
There's no, you think there are?
I know there are. 2 of them are up there. We've been mutating. Genetic damage. They never forgave us.
Not Paul. It's the clone. To this day, I mean, some people aren't really sure, and neither am I.
I got told also this week that you do actually believe in magic, real magic.
Yeah. He was deeply involved with a British black magician called Aleister Crowley.